What is an essential not so obvious skill in life? Knowing how to say no politely and assertively. It will save you countless hours and thousands of dollars. Basic computer skills. I work in a call center and it's absolutely baffling how poor people are with computers. It's 2019 people. If you're going to do your job on a computer you should know how to use it. This one bothers me, because you know damned well these people have computers at home. It's like they walk through a magical barrier at work each day and suddenly forget how to even restart a computer. How to plunge a toilet fast. Sounds like you need a poop knife. Active listening. Can you please tell me more about that? Makes eye contact and nods in agreement. Admit when you're wrong. Take responsibility for your actions and apologize, if necessary. Tact. If a message needs to be transmitted, but you piss someone off with how you do it, they are no longer listening to what you say, just how you're saying it. As a lifelong 40-year-old blunt speaker, I still struggle with this. My entire professional career has been military and law enforcement, which are two professions that are slightly accommodating of this. But I still have to talk to myself in my head before I open my mouth in mixed company. I read somewhere, probably here on Reddit, that people won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And if you think back to a negative interaction with someone, it's true. You won't remember word for word what they said, and it won't even matter. You know that what they said made you feel angry / uncomfortable / upset. Admitting a mistake. Allowing yourself to say I don't know, and I've changed my mind, rather than either making things up that you hope are right or doggedly defending a position in the face of changing evidence. Relaxing in traffic. It's going to happen. You're going to be stuck in traffic, honking and flailing and freaking out, and changing lanes 6 times. To get 1 or 2 car lengths ahead doesn't help anything. Learn how to patiently wait. I listen to audiobooks and actually look forward to my commute home. You aren't stuck on traffic. You are traffic. Realizing this reduced my impatience. Being gracious when someone is better than you at your thing. This is really difficult, but yes. I feel like this might go hand in hand with some of these other comments, but be able to admit that you don't know something. It took me a little to get past this, but after being in a healthcare setting for a bit, I realized it could be critical if you're not honest with yourself. Knowing how to fail. By that I mean failing, and not letting it break you, or throwing a tantrum. Also, knowing that failing at something doesn't make you a failure, if that makes sense. Highly underrated ability here. I see college kids all the time who live in fear of failing, and who go to pieces when it inevitably happens. Parental pressure. Having a sense of humor. I find it useful for when things go terribly wrong and or ironically wrong. Being assertive, and not passive aggressive. Aggressive or just passive. Also being open-minded is a good one to have. Knowing how to pick your battles. Some fights just aren't worth having, either because the reward isn't worth the effort, or you can't win, even when you're 100% right. Sometimes you need to take less than what you want and move forward from there. Punctuality. A friend of mine asks how important is punctuality to you in interviews, to see how they respond. He's had a few I don't know responses, but for the most part it's split 70/30 on being on time is important to me, and proper punctuation is important to me. Using the correct punctuation is very important. I learned this from Craig Ferguson. Less of a skill, and more of a realization. Does this have to be said? Does this have to be said by me? Does this have to be said by me now? Try to follow that rule and you'll avoid many pointless fights, soured friendships and blank stares. Knowing how to cook. It's not very feasible to live off of instant food, and eating out can be expensive. It can also lead to a healthier lifestyle, and you have more control over what goes into your meals. I personally believe cooking for yourself is the healthiest change you can make. Absolutely, no matter how much butter you think is too much in that pot of broccoli, I promise it's less than what the restaurant put in it. Is that a challenge? I personally think of it as an invitation. Being okay with being alone. Realizing when some people just want to be left alone. Don't keep pushing. A lot of people never learned how to swim. It's pretty easy to learn, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're in water and don't know what to do, regardless of how likely it is. Got swimming lessons at 27 and my instructor was 16. Was very humbling, but fun as hell. I love swimming now. That's pretty awesome that you pursued that. Just being reliable. It's amazing how far you can get professionally and in relationships by being the person people feel like they can genuinely depend on. So many are flakes. A sense of urgency when whatever you're doing affects someone besides yourself. Chewing with your mouth closed. My mother-in-law eating almonds is surely what awaits me in hell. Crunch. Smack. Slurp. Crunch. Repeat. Just let me die, please. Knowing when to walk away. If the conversation is over, say see ya and walk the fuck away. Standing there for another 30 seconds cause you think it's rude to leave is weird as fuck and awkward. Normal workplace conversations last a couple minutes. Tops. Geo away Carol. I think Carol fancies you. Learn how to change a tire. Yes, I know about AAA and roadside assistance through your car insurance, but if they can't get to you, you should know how to do it. Or to jump a battery. Found a guy sitting in our apartment parking lot one day, sitting helpless with his hood open. Got him back on the road in about 3 minutes, but he had no idea how to jump a battery or even that it was dead. All he knew was that the car wouldn't start. The ability to make meaningful progress or learn comprehensively about something you have no personal interest or stake in. I hope I unlock this skill someday. Self-awareness. To be able to read the room you are in. This sounds important, but I don't know what it means. Recognizing unspoken social cues in a group. Basically knowing not to say or do something because it would be frowned upon in the current setting. Knowing when to leave people alone